Hey, yo, it's your boy Morrell with the Silent A podcast. And man, we back with another one and a quick one at that. Yo, hit that like button, subscribe. We appreciate all the love. And for this one, we getting straight into it. The El Monstro, the Bandera Roja, the Mexican Monster defeats David Morrell last night in a unanimous decision, as we had predicted prior in our fight buildups and our 3-minute fight drills. We got it right on the money, right on the dot, as David Benavidez did show his output, his stamina, something to be reckoned with, something to be matched. But that does not say David Morrell just got ran over. Yes, it was a clear unanimous decision. He took majority of the rounds, but David Morrell was in there and made that fight a classic. He made that fight something worth seeing. And he showed that he himself is a good warrior. I hope he is not thrown away. He had a good account for himself. David Morrell is a star in the 175-pound division. He has the charisma, he has the look, he has the style, and more importantly, he brought an entertaining fight to the fight fans. And it just so happened to be David Benavidez was the better fighter that night, had the better output and the better stamina. But both men walked out of there beat up. Both men walked out of there with true respect. And it was good to see them both hug it out at the end, especially how the fight had built up with the bad blood. And, both men settled it in the ring and showed mad respect to each other, both in the ring after the fight, obviously, and then in the post-interview fight. So shout out to both Benavidez and Morrell. Hell of a fight, hell of a pay-per-view card from the PBC. Hopefully it did well. That was a hell of a night. I mean, we had Pitbull, Cruz, and Pharaoh put on a show. Both men sloppy as hell. Both men are ripened for the taking, but that's another video, another day. Then we had Fulton. Fulton put on a master class against Figueroa, although we had a draw or leaning in Fulton's way slightly. Definitely could see I was more worried about him being respected on the inside work he was doing, and the pressure coming for Figueroa overshadowing. So that's kind of how we had it. But either way, hell of a night, hell of a fight card. But for the point of this video, and we'll get straight to it real quick, where does David Benavidez go now? Where does the Mexican Monster go now? Who does he fight next? Who is on the docket? Everybody clearly wants, the likes of Canelo, Saul Alvarez, or should I reverse that and say Saul Canelo Alvarez? Will they ever get it on? Honestly, after the fight last night, I really doubt it happens. I think David Benavidez put the entire 175-pound division on notice. Not because of the power. Now, it's clear a lot of people can agree. His power didn't really carry up too much from 168 to 175. Got it. Good. But what did carry was his output. If you're going to get in that ring with David Benavidez, you better be ready to fight. And you better have your cardio on point. Your stamina better be on point. You better be ready to dog it out in a David Benavidez fight. Not a lot of fighters want to go through that kind of war. That is clear. That's what carried up from 168 to 175 for him. He looked good. The output looked good. His footwork still a little sloppy as he got that knockdown in the 11th round. We can argue all day, was it a knockdown or not? In our book, it was a knockdown. His gloves touched the canvas. It was from a punch, even though it was kind of a shove punch. It could have went either way. It was a knockdown. Got it. But we did not agree with the point getting taken away from Morrell, hitting him after the bell. It was just in the heat of the moment. It wasn't, viciously intentional. But neither here or there. If you're going to fight David Benavidez, your ass better be ready to fight. You better be ready to bring a war. Whether he's bringing like hard thudding power or not, it's respectable power that's going to keep you honest. And you better be ready to just fight it out in that ring. You got to put it all on the line, and not a lot of men want to do that because what we've said before, fatigue makes cowards of all men, and not a lot of men want to see fatigue. Not a lot of men want to see that kind of war. Not a lot of men want to get in there and take that kind of scrap. I'm not too sure if Canelo Alvarez will ever step up to the plate to fight the likes of the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, or not. But for Benavidez, he's earned it. He needs that fight. He's earned that fight. Canelo should give it to him. He's been calling him out. He's been looking him down. And hell, Benavidez just fought the guy that's been hunting him down and went to war with him and won. Canelo, there's no more excuses. Benavidez is showing he's ready. He's been ready. He's a fight-friendly type of fighter. He's had more accolades than the last two individuals you fought combined, meaning Jaime Munguia and what's my man name? Berlanga. Way more accolades than both of the last two men you fought last year combined. We know you're talking about Terrence Crawford. yes, Terrence Crawford is a pound for pound great, but moving up from where? 154, who mind you just left 147 to 154 to jump to 168. What kind of challenge is that? What kind of madness is that? Either way, Benavidez should be the one you fight on Independence Day. It's too close to fight for Cinco de Mayo, obviously. And honestly, if we want to reverse it, have Terrence Crawford and Canelo for Cinco de Mayo, and then fight the Mexican Monster on Mexican Independence Day in September. That's just our thoughts here. Like it or love it. I think that is the road for Benavidez. It's the only thing that makes sense for stapling his career and building his career. He needs that Canelo fight. Not that he needs it. Let's take that back. He doesn't need anything from Canelo. Canelo needs Benavidez at this point. He needs that fight because he's hunting him down. But let's say Canelo doesn't give him the fight. Obviously, the next route is Bivol versus Beterbiev winner. If, and this is a strong if, Beterbiev has to win the fight. Beterbiev has to win that fight on February 22nd, 2025 against Bivol. Why do I say that? If Bivol wins, more than likely we'll have a trilogy, and then Benavidez has to wait another round just for that. And he doesn't like to sit on the shelf. He's an active fighter. I know he's going to fight twice this year. That's just the type of guy that he is. But if Beterbiev wins, I think all roads leads to the Mexican Monster and Beterbiev. That's actually the more realistic fight. Beterbiev will take that fight. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. He's one of the fighters that we have on our real fighters list. That means the ones that duck no smoke. I think he will take that fight as long as he's healthy and he doesn't retire. He's up there. He pushed 40. I think he pushed 40 this year. So we could see that, he retire and staple his career with the Bivol victory, back to back, and walk out of there. And then if that happens, if it does retire, meaning Beterbiev retires, then all roads lead to Bivol and Benavidez to get it on. That's really it. That's the only path we got for Benavidez at this point, man. He's made his bones. I really don't want to see him fight any other fighter in the 175-pound division outside of Bivol, Beterbiev winner. I think that's a more realistic fight. He got the combined interim belt last night. And then obviously Canelo Alvarez, who for some reason just does not want to give any accolades, any fight, any acknowledgement to Benavidez. Is it a duck? I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's the path. That's the road. That's really his next fight. It's between one of those three men. There is a Hail Mary, a honorable mention, if we could say, and that's going to be Callum Smith if he can get past his next fight coming up in the 175-pound division. He's got a nice little scrap coming up. I believe he's fighting Buatsi, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, let's check to make sure. Make sure I'm not tripping. Either way, I think Callum Smith will be a good scrap if, like I said, if he can get by, or the winner of him and Buatsi. Let's make sure we're right here, and once we check this, we'll get off. We wanted to do a quick reaction. Either way, it was a hell of a fight card last night, like we said previously. The Mexican Monster shows that he is the man in the division. He is the man between 168, 175, and hell, if he wanted to move up, go to cruiserweight, I would like to see that as well. It's going to be dangerous up there. Them boys are cracking. They're swatting. You got the likes of Opataya as well as Gilberto Ramirez, a.k.a. the Big Zurdo. And there's no games to be played up there. You can get hurt. They are pushing weight. And like we said, yes, it is Joshua Buatsi and our boy Callum Smith getting it on. That is going to be on the march. Damn, that's a hell of a card. February 22nd, boy, that's a hell of a card on Riyadh season. So we did get that right. The winner between Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi would also be a good path for my man David Benavidez, for him to get it on and for him to show that he belongs in the division. Anyways, we talked too long on this, man. What you think? Hit that like button below. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Should Benavidez go straight for the Bivol, Beterbiev winner, or go ahead and keep pressing Canelo now that he's got the monkey off his back and got David Morrell out of there, the guy that's been hunting him down, chasing him down, or can't get either one, especially if there's a trilogy fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, depending on how that comes out, and take on the likes of Callum Smith and the Joshua Buatsi winner. Either way, man, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A Podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. Until the next time, peace.